coming back on this Sunday, just doing a fast video, and it's going to cover what's going on in our own secret Milky Way. And you know, everybody thinks, oh well, it's just a space station up there. It's not. The International Space Station has a lot of other, I call it friend or foe. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but there's another in our Milky Way, folks. The California Nebulae and the North American Nebulae also have secret space stations there as well. Okay, and the Sagittarius A portal, or black hole portals, artificially, it's in our Milky Way. They've been using it for quite some time for interplanetary travel and stuff as well. And our own Milky Way galaxy has bases that have been involved in interplanetary intervention with other beings through our own Milky Way. And I also want to get into a little bit more about what's happening on Jupiter. I know I told you there is an orbiting space station on Jupiter too as well. People just don't know what's happening. You need to do more stargazing. You need to get a telescope, and you can see these things are out there. All amazing different types of vehicles, but a lot of these vehicles that we're seeing are not always just UFOs or whatever. You're seeing a lot of other probes. With these cubes that we're seeing, these sat cubes that they've been out in space. You're seeing some of that, but there's more than just that. There are definitely huge, huge ships in space, and it's amazing what's happening out there. But anyway, let's move on with the video so I can explain to you a little bit more about what I'm going to be doing. In this video, I'm going to be covering cell towers, an update on that. I want to talk a little bit also about the Milky Way and some of these artificial platforms that are in space that they're working on. Talk about Boeing Sun Simulator and Bosch and Lon Simulator, how they tie into CERN. But also how CERN, with the AWAKE program, has upped their game again, and we know that the magnetic field of CERN is 100,000 times powerfuler than the Earth's magnetic field. And what they're doing is, folks, is the solar winds are hitting Earth's magnetic shields and causing undercurrents under the Earth that are manipulated the underground, causing earthquakes and all kinds of disturbances artificially because of the field, the power they're running. Also, CERN fuels itself. The satanic system runs off the sun. So CERN is being powered by the sun. It's helping power it. Believe me, that's what's happening with that as well. But anyway, I'm going to move on. Also, I want to talk about these exoplanets too. There's about 2 of them I want to talk about. I want to get into a little bit about Kepler. I'm going to talk a little bit about Ceres a little bit in the terms of what Ceres is. Everybody heard of Ceres? It's just basically a white dwarf planet between between Jupiter and Mars, and it's basically a German post run by the Nazis that run it for a while. It's a Draco reptilian inhabited by the Dracos. And the Vril Society has taken over this asteroid, okay? And a lot of stuff is happening there with that. But also as well, folks, is that this prison planet, I call it, is getting worse and worse with everything. And basically a lot of people have already started to secretively leave the planet and go to different places because of the Earth's catastrophes and all the stuff that's going on. So it's not a pleasant situation to going on with people, you know, when you see the whole picture with stuff and you see the what's going on in space and stuff and all the crap happening with people, and it's just it's a sick, chaotic situation. Doesn't seem to want to get any better. And these artificial, I call them magnetic fake floors that they're running through the cell systems to manipulate our conscience and getting into our brains with this artificial magnetic floor that works on the same portion as our brain does. A portion of our brain works on the same frequency as this. Is also affecting our thought patterns, putting, basically manipulating the way we operate and everything. And you just have to basically just shunt it off. It ain't work, it's all you can really do. So anyway, you have it in a nutshell. I'm not going to get technical with it. So if you have yourself a counter, get yourself what do we call it? infrasound detecting app. You can use that to detect these magnetic fields and stuff that are coming from the towers. You can get all the frequencies, spectrum on a chart. You can watch it, monitor it. It's there. It's cycle-active, and it's also running it through the ground wave emergency network system. Ties right into the cell network systems where they can interlace encoding through it as well. So you got a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, folks, I'm going to sign off on the video. I'm not going to be doing too many more videos. I'm going to be traveling some, so I'm not going to be doing. I might do them when I'm on vacation, but the situation in the world is not getting any better. People are suffering, and like I said again, the technology that they're using in space and stuff, you'll never find out about it. It's never going to be made public. There's going to be a big, big fake catastrophe happening someday in the future, very soon, and it's going to be staged. It's fake. This whole planet is almost like an illusion. I also want to talk a little bit about neutrinos very, very briefly. There's so many different types of neutrinos, and some of the neutrinos they've been studying in the Antarctic are basically real manifestations of beings from different worlds. They have a special advanced neutrino